Yo, it's Elliot with Yo Elliot. You got strength questions, and I sure as hell have an answer.
Yo, Elliot.
Well, this is actually a text question that I got from a friend of mine named Josh. He wants to know how he can feel more integrated. So basically, he mentions how he can lift weights, he's feeling very strong, but whenever he does jumps or sprints or anything, it feels like his body's gonna fall apart. Like the joints are just not integrated. He feels like it's gonna crumble. So Josh also goes on to ask, bioenergetically, how does this play out? So it's interesting, I've got two answers for you. Bioenergetically, here are a few things to consider. Number one, I know that you've had back surgery or some sort of, there was some sort of rupture to the integrity of your spine, which is the root of everything that makes us a physical human being when you were a kid. I know this through personal conversation, and you had to have surgery. So if you consider that your foundation, the roots of all that makes you a physical human being was shook while you were a child, mentally, bioenergetically, you're going to feel a sort of disintegration. Your foundation is not solidified. So what I would invite you to do is to use exercise. Now that's just the idea of where you're coming from. The solution would be to use exercises that isolate. One of my mentors used to say, you've got to isolate before you integrate, and you feel disintegrated. When you jump and you land, you feel like your body's going to break apart. It's literally because you feel as if your joints are not connected, they're not solidified. And it may be a manifestation of multiple different things. But what I would do is invite you to use these physical exercises. You're going to want to do core stabilizing exercises in isometrics. So you can Google that, look up different core isolation exercises like your plank, your plank hold. Also, what I just described as isolation exercises, or where you basically, like I said it before, I can't remember, where you push against the wall as hard as you can and you isometrically contract. You want to do the same thing like with your squat. Go down to your squat about halfway, use maybe like 40% of your max, and hold it there as long as you can. You want to isolate patterns, isolate movements. You want to just get into different positions and hold it there, particularly with your core and your joints. Work on that, dude. Work on that for a good 4 weeks, maybe longer, 6 weeks. Then go back to your plyometrics. You're gonna feel that much more integrated. Isolate and then integrate before you move into power exercises. I hope that helps. A little bit of an odd question, a little bit of an odd answer, but I think that the information I just shared with you is gonna support you in feeling unified, solidified, isolated before you go and integrate and jump and things like that. Definitely support you from not getting injured. Talk to you next time.
Yo, Elliot.